but they would have to do this game this afternoon without Mason Jones, who was out with an oblique soreness. He suffered that late in that game the other night against the Phoenix Suns, but they did get their second-round pick, Maxime Renaud, back in this game, who sat out the last game with the right wrist hand soreness against that Phoenix Suns team. And losing Mason Jones was a blow in this game because Mason Jones, who's played well in this summer league, 9.7 points in the 3 games, over 5.5 assists a game, 3.3 rebounds, shooting 40% from the field, and also 40% from 3. So not having Mason Jones in this game for the Kings against the Cavs was a blow. But this was a tight game. Cleveland still maintained to make this a game. 8-point victory for Sacramento. But the Kings did not do a good job of limiting the Cavs in those second chance opportunities, especially Tomlin for the Cavs. He had 7 rebounds in that first quarter, finished with 12 of those. And also 18 points for Tomlin of the Cleveland Cavaliers. So not a great job by the Kings of boxing out, limiting the second chance opportunity. Welcome back to another episode of our King-related podcast, wherever you may be, as the Sacramento Kings continue to position themselves for a championship run in the Las Vegas Summer League as they took on the Cleveland Cavaliers this afternoon, an early start time, and the Kings coming into this game 3 wins in their first 3 games of the Vegas Summer League. The second best point differential, which matters a lot in the Summer League, of the 30 teams that are there. But they would have to do this game this afternoon without Mason Jones, who was out with an oblique soreness. He suffered that late in that game the other night against the Phoenix Suns. But they did get their second-round pick, Maxime Renaud, back in this game, who sat out the last game with the right wrist hand soreness against that Phoenix Suns team. And losing Mason Jones was a blow in this game because Mason Jones, who's played well in this summer league, 9.7 points in the 3 games, over 5.5 assists a game, 3.3 rebounds, shooting 40% from the field, and also 40% from 3. So not having Mason Jones in this game for the Kings against the Cavs was a blow. But this was a tight game for both teams. A tight opening. Both teams, they split the first quarter. It was all tied up at 23 apiece. The Kings pulled away in that second quarter, held off Cleveland over the rest of the game. Sacramento, they outscored Cleveland 27-17 in that second quarter and maintained that control despite the push from Cleveland in that third quarter. The standouts in this game, Isaac Jones, who, in my opinion, has not got enough love in this summer league for Sacramento. Isaac Jones, 26 minutes, 17 points, 3 rebounds. He was 8 of 11 from the field, 3 defensive rebounds. Nique Clifford, I've seen enough. He is ready right now. A team high for Clifford, 19 points in 31 minutes, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. Nique Clifford continues to show the ability of himself to self-create has been one of the most impressive things I've seen from in this summer league. But he's also finding his open teammates as well, really nicely, and that includes those 9 assists in this game. Nique, 8 of 15 from the field, did not shoot the ball well from 3, 2 of 7 from 3. And last game, Clifford had 5 turnovers in that game against Phoenix, only 1 turnover in this game against Cleveland. Really solid. Devin Carter, a rough first game against Orlando, bounced back with that 30-piece against Chicago. Another solid game just the other night in that blowout win against Phoenix. Not quite the same game from Devin Carter this afternoon, even though he did in 28 minutes. He had 11 points, 5 rebounds. He had 6 assists. So solid job getting his teammates involved. 3 of 9 from the field. He was 1 of 6 from 3. The Kings as a team did not shoot the ball well from the 3-point line. In this game, the Kings 8 of 28 for 29% shooting the ball from beyond the arc. And Devin in this game, 4 turnovers, a little high for my liking. Solid bench contributions, especially from Daquan Plowden. Again, he had in 21 minutes, 10 points. Isaiah Stevens, solid game, one of your two-way guys. In 24 minutes, 13 points, 5 assists from Stevens, 4 of 6 from the field. He was also perfect from the beyond the 3-point line. 2 of 2. Also, Kinsley, 13 minutes off the bench, 12 points, 4 of 7 from the field. Also, Dylan Caldwell, your other two-way guy, 12 minutes, only 2 points, but 6 rebounds from Dylan Caldwell. That's where he's really going to make his impact. Also, three of those rebounds, offensive rebounds, the other 3 on the defensive end. The Kings in this game did not do a great job, even though they pulled away in that second quarter against Cleveland. Again, in that second, outscored Cleveland by 10, 27-17. But Cleveland still maintained to make this a game. 8-point victory for Sacramento. But the Kings did not do a good job of limiting the Cavs in those second chance opportunities, especially Tomlin for the Cavs. He had 7 rebounds in that first quarter, finished with 12 of those. And also 18 points for Tomlin of the Cleveland Cavaliers. So not a great job by the Kings of boxing out, limiting the second chance opportunities. And for the Cavs, their rookie from Duke, Tyrese Proctor, was incredible. Put up a 35-piece on the Kings, 11 of 23 from the field, 4 triples. And also he had 9 assists for the Cavs. Good young rookie there for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And just look at the game. Teams from the field, 54.8% from the field. They did not shoot the ball well from 3 in this game, 28.6%. The Cavs controlled the rebounding 40-32. The Kings won the assist battle 28-13. Both teams, I thought, took care of the ball better. 12 turnovers for Sacramento, 10 for Cleveland. But Sacramento's hot shooting was a major factor as the Cavs battled on the boards, but the Cavs, they did struggle with the efficiency in this game. And the Kings, they stay undefeated in the Vegas Summer League, 4-0, as they look to be one of those 4 teams to advance to the semifinals in the Summer League tournament. The Cavs are now 2-2, though Tyrese Proctor's breakout 35-piece performance. Nique Clifford, just incredible. Nique Clifford's a triple-double threat away. Like, just 19 points, 7 rebounds, 9 assists for Clifford. And what would the Kings do without Clifford in this game to stay undefeated and keep the championship Summer League hopes alive? Isaac Jones, who's been incredible in this Summer League, the efficiency and the spark off that bench has really helped this team, help really sealed the game, even without Mason Jones in this game. So just an incredible Dylan Caldwell, solid game for him off the bench after the last game against Cleveland. I thought he had a really good game against Phoenix. And just Nique Clifford. I want to talk more about Nique Clifford. He impacts the game on both ends of the floor, on the offensive end and the defensive game. He ran the point. He's been running the point several times in this summer league, and he's critical with his playmaking. Devin Carter, who's also run the point at times, controlling the pace, setting up the offense, and we know what he's really good as a defender in Devin. And one guy who I don't think people talk about much, because I don't think maybe he'll get a training camp invite, but Daquan Plowden, who's been solid for the Kings in the Vegas Summer League, who's provided that scoring punch off the bench. Isaiah Stevens, rough first game against Orlando. He didn't score. He scored 13 points, 5 assists, but you can feel his presence on the defensive end of the floor. And that's the one thing about this Summer League Kings team is they are a very active team on the defensive end, very active with their hands, with the talking, and that's all we ask for. And I think they have got to be one of the best teams in the Summer League defensively. And even though Maxime did not score much, just 10 points, 5 rebounds, 3 of 6 from the field. He had 4 turnovers. Maxime, you felt his presence defensively too on the defensive end and on the glass. He had 2 blocks he had 3 blocks in this game. So that's also, he also had a bad foul in the second half with the clock winding down, fouling a Cavs player. Just cannot happen in that situation where you're fouling a play with the clock going down. Just can't happen. So really solid game from your second round pick in Renault, your first round pick in Clifford, Devin, who's played well since that first game, and your two-way guys in Caldwell and Stevens, and then the guys who spent time in your G League last year. And Isaac Jones, Isaiah Crawford, I thought was, even though he didn't score, he didn't do much in this game. 18 minutes, Crawford did not score a point in this game. So it's been a really good, successful summer league from the guys you want to see play well. And Nique Clifford is ready for the NBA. And we'll see what's next for this Kings team as they await, if they are one of those 4 teams to go into the semifinals of this summer league tournament to get the potentially third summer league title as a team. So let me know in the comments down below if you're watching this on YouTube or listening on Spotify. What have you been the most impressed with this summer league squad this year? Let me know in the comments down below if you're watching on YouTube or listening on Spotify. And that will do it for this episode of our Kings related podcast. Be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and we'll catch you on the next episode of our Kings related podcast. And as always, take care and go Kings.